Hi, happy to see you again in today's lesson on excellence. What is excellence? Excellence is the habitual, consistent, lifelong behavior permeating all aspects of one's life. And what this means is that the behavior is ongoing, it is by default without thinking, it is not pretense, it's the most authentic and naturally occurring behavior even when no one is looking, and it is permeating all areas of one's life or all aspects of one's life, means that it doesn't happen only in one or two areas. So what does it mean when I say all aspects of one's life? If you are familiar with the work of a number of authors or teachers who teach about personal development or excellence, they always refer to 8 important aspects of life that we need to give attention to. Okay, I will be covering those 8 key areas of life or the 8 important aspects of life in a video to come. But suffice to say that excellence means it is habitual, it is consistent, meaning it's happening all the time without thinking, it is by default, and it goes on over a long period of time. In fact, it goes on lifelong throughout one's life, and it is in all key areas of life. In other words, it doesn't happen momentarily in spurts, neither does it happen in one area or two areas while other areas are neglected. When we talk about excellence, success strings along, and correctly so, because there is a lot in common between excellence and success. However, there is a slight difference between the two. They are heavily related, they share a lot in common, but they're not exactly the same. Let me explain it to you as briefly as I can. Excellence is the behavior, and it goes on throughout one's life. It is the process. There is no focus on the outcome. It is not task or event specific. It goes on and on throughout one's life. In other words, it's a habit, it's a behavior, right? On the other hand, success is task or event specific, and it is essentially an outcome. So if you look at the life of someone who is considered excellent, they are not necessarily successful in each and every task that they undertake. Their life is probably intermittently interspersed with successes and failures. But what remains consistent is that the way they act each and every day of their life does not change. They continue to do their best every day, and they continue to strive to be better than their previous self. That is how excellence is different from success. Excellent doesn't necessarily result in success after success after success. It is only natural for one's life to have both success and failures, but how you respond to the failure determines as to whether you are excellent or not. This will become clearer in a bit. I promised to explain to you the difference or the relationship between excellence and success, and here it is. It cannot be explained better than this metaphor of the iceberg. We all know that about 75% or more of the iceberg is hidden beneath the surface of the water. Only about 15 to 25% is visible above the surface of water. Now, if we are to look at the part that is hidden beneath the surface of the water, you can see that I have labeled here be and do. Okay, now be refers to the character qualities that one needs to develop within themselves, and do refers to the actions that they take on a daily basis in a routine manner, because these actions actually stem from the character qualities that are embedded or deeply rooted within the person, right? So coming from the be, the character qualities, and the do, the actions, what you finally arrive at is success. Not every time, but most of the time, right? You succeed. But if you look at a person's life as a long journey, then you can say that person has lived an entirely successful life because your frame of reference is larger. But if you're looking at smaller time frames, then those time frames will have successes and failures within them. I hope that has made it very clear for you. Now let's move on to understand excellence by comparing it to another construct with which it is often confused, which is efficiency. Excellence is often confused with efficiency. Well, excellence and efficiency are also related. Often you find that people who are excellent are also very efficient. But just being efficient alone does not make someone excellent. So in other words, we can safely say that excellence subsumes efficiency, meaning efficiency is a subset of excellence. Now, also there is another term that sounds very close to efficiency. It sounds a lot like efficiency, and we often confuse the two terms, but they are very different, right? Efficiency means being able to do something with minimum resources. Yeah, an efficient person will be able to do a task, to perform a task, perform a task and complete it by delivering a high quality deliverable compared to another person. Okay, the other person might deliver a lower quality, and at the same time this person who delivers a higher quality can do it with less resources, including time. That means that someone who does or who performs a task, produces a good deliverable, does it in a shorter time, and also uses less resources, every other kind of resources, is considered more efficient than someone else who does the same task, takes a longer time, uses more resources, and possibly produce the deliverable which is of a lower quality. So that is efficiency. Now, effectiveness is also often confused with efficiency and excellence. Effectiveness, on the other hand, is the ability to complete a task successfully. That's effectiveness. Okay, so both effectiveness and efficiency are subsets of excellence. Usually people who are excellent are effective and efficient. That is excellence defined. A final word. Let me leave you with this quote from Aristotle. The original quote expressed by Aristotle is, "As it is not one swallow or a fine day that makes a spring, so it is not one day or a short time that makes a man blessed and happy." Now, to simplify this quote, Will Durant had actually reworded it like this: "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit." So this has become widely known as a quote by Aristotle, but it is merely a rewording of what Aristotle had originally said. But I guess the reworded quote is a lot easier to understand, and that explains very clearly what excellence is. So happy to have spent this time with you. Hope to see you again in another video, and in the next video I will be talking about the 8 pillars of the excellent life. Bye. See you again.